Apparently, Disney wants to continue on with Doctor Who under certain circumstances. All right, let's take a look at this. So the story goes that Disney demands for Doctor Who the removal of Russell T Davies. Well, I can't imagine why. Maybe you should have paid attention to what he wanted to do in the first place. But then it's Disney. We figured they were on board with it. At least now they're just going to blame him for it all when you could have said, hey, whoa, no, we thought we were getting like what you did with David Tennant, way back when, when it was making money and all that. Anyway, Doctor Who may not be only losing Ncuti Gatwa because, the rumors is he quit and they've already filmed the regeneration scene. Is it going to be another bi-generation? I mean, how, the stupid narrative of that, because, whatever about Ncuti Gatwa, getting out of the role is very wise, but also he never got a chance to play the Doctor. He's like Dr. Junior or something because he's just the clone of the Doctor. Real Doctor, again, sitting on Donna's couch watching TV, I guess. I don't know. Can't imagine what, though. But anyway, according to new rumors from the UK, Disney is demanding the removal of showrunner Russell T Davies amid the poor performance of season 1 on DP. It said that Davies' exit depends on season 3 moving forward on DP and Disney continuing to fund the show, which reportedly cost upwards of $100 million for the first 2 seasons. That's all. Well, anyway, that's not all. It's also claimed that Disney's demands include the right to approve the new showrunner and that Disney now wants the entire Doctor Who library for DP. Does this also include the classic Who? Because a while back they had that deal. I think it's still there on there for Max. They had all the new Who episodes up to Jodie. And I don't know, I guess it'll include Ncuti's episodes too eventually, but now if they, the Max, I don't know when the deal lapses or whatever, and then it just folds over to Disney, provided they're still interested. If this story is true, then I guess they figure, hey, if we get all those, good Doctor Who episodes, not all of them really, but there's some good stuff in there. But especially if they could also get because that was staying on BritBox, I kind of wonder, how much do you want Disney to do this? Because nobody else is interested in funding this thing, and BBC doesn't have the money for it anymore. So maybe that's the deal. Because originally the idea was they were interested in because of that cartoon show Bluey or whatever. I don't even know about it, but apparently it's a big deal, and that was part of the Doctor Who deal, But it didn't occur to me, because I figured, well, they tried. It bombed. They're not going to fund it. Whatever the BBC does, they find some sugar daddy, they could do another one. But obviously probably won't be on the level as far as the special effects go as the Ncuti Gatwa episodes. So rumors have claimed that Ncuti Gatwa has already left the series and that the regeneration scene has already been filmed. While it's been reported that Gatwa's departure is due to plans to continue his acting career in Los Angeles, I'm sure I would advise that he look for work elsewhere. Yeah, it said the real reason is that Gatwa knows Russell T Davies is leaving the show. So he's upset that they're blaming Russell T Davies for the episodes that he, created and oversaw and hired the writers to do it. Worth mentioning is a recent report that Russell T Davies is working on a new LGBTQ plus drama. That's right, titled Tiptoe for the UK's Channel 4. Once I heard that, I said, okay, yeah, this is, he knows. At the time I thought meaning there's no season 3. Maybe there is a season 3. Well, that's Disney's business, I suppose, but not for Russell. The UK's Radio Times also reported on Davies appearing on David Tennant's podcast, where he confirmed there are conversations about the next Doctor Who showrunner. According to the latest rumors, none of it is a coincidence. We're hearing, Cosmic News, I guess, word about Russell T Davies leaving Doctor Who via the Tachyon Pulse podcast. Yeah, that guy usually talks about Star Trek a lot, but every now and then, he talks about Doctor Who. And he's British, so, you know. Anyway, on YouTube, which is also behind the Sidetrack channel that previously reported months ago that Davies is exiting the series. Well, looks like he caught this one early, huh? According to the YouTuber, Russell T Davies is being pushed out by Disney because they were not happy about the way Doctor Who had gone. Really? Did you check the scripts? Did you say, hey, what exactly are you gonna do? You know, right off the bat, he's saying, well, we can't have Davros in that like he used to be. That really told you everything you needed to know about how the show was going to be presented and all that. So, you know, and he didn't disappoint on that, did he? You know, well, it was a disappointment, but you get the idea. Anyway, and in the end of the day, at the end of the day, they were blaming Russell T Davies for it. Well, he's in charge. That's how that goes. Under Davies, it's known that the first season of Doctor Who had the lowest viewership in the show's 60-year history. Oh, no. Even She-Hulk's upset. While the YouTuber didn't go into it, Doctor Who appears to be in a similar situation on DP as Marvel and Star Wars. Well, yeah. I mean, it was pretty much done before Davies came back. The hope was that, oh, he's going to restore it to the way it was when he, reintroduced Doctor Who way back when. No. I mean, it was almost like a challenge. Could he do worse than Chinball? Chinball, almost called him Chinballs. Chibnall. Sorry. And I guess that was the challenge. And in several ways, I guess he kind of succeeded, Disney spent billions on those franchises, but fans rejected much of the content, which often pushed a woke agenda, and they tuned out. Disney CEO Bob Iger has since confirmed they're scaling back on both Marvel and Star Wars, including slashing budgets. It's safe to say the same is happening with Doctor Who. Disney isn't going to drop another $100 million on season 3 if nobody's watching. Well, would they drop 50 million if nobody's watching? Would they drop 10 million if nobody's, we want Davies out. Well, at this point, you got to have somebody who's going to retcon this stuff. That's the deal. That timeless child gone, by generation gone. You got to undo all of that. Otherwise, what are you doing? So according to the YouTuber, Disney apparently have doubled down in the last couple of months and have actually said, no, you will get a new showrunner. And actually, you won't just get any showrunner. You'll get somebody we agree with, or we will not be renewing the contract. Well, it's their money. It's kind of how that. So BBC may shelve the Who for you. Yeah, I think this doesn't come through. That's probably for the best. I mean, it's damaged goods. So rumors also suggest the BBC is considering putting Doctor Who on the back burner for 5, possibly even 10 years. Probably more than that. If Disney pulls out, they will not be moving forward on their own. Yeah, so there's really nothing else. But here, the YouTuber adds that Bad Wolf, Davies' production company behind Doctor Who, has already held talks with other companies about funding the series. It's noted that Bad Wolf is owned by Sony, which is a close relationship with Amazon. So if the Disney deal falls through, Doctor Who could end up elsewhere or once again be shelved for up to a decade. Yeah, Amazon seems like a likely place for it to go, considering, but at this point, why? Now, if they're holding out, yeah, but we want all the Doctor Who stuff. And it's like, oh, geez. So YouTuber also says that in addition to wanting Russell T Davies out and a new showrunner brought in, Disney wants access to the entire. Okay, let me see if it gets into which catalog they're talking about. The 2000s Doctor Who or all of it. Disney are pushing for a new showrunner. In fact, it's going to the point where they're now demanding it. And they actually are pushing as well to get the full back catalog of Doctor Who onto Disney. They don't just want the stuff they've produced. They want all of it. Regarding what was said about shooting out, well, that's it. See, I still don't know. Odds are they just mean the new Who stuff, So it'd be kind of like the deal Max had, except it would be on Disney now, along with shows they've actually produced. So anyway, a lot of people are reporting that it's actually because of Disney, that Disney wants a different doctor. That's not exactly what I've heard. I've heard that it's actually Russell T Davies that Disney are targeting. They think he's the main problem. He has written the Doctor Who episodes and he's chosen the direction the show is taken. So they feel that the first step is to get rid of the person in charge. Well, there's something to that, and I don't know. Could Shooty have played a good doctor? We'll never know. I mean, could Jodie have played one? I mean, her attitude was to not even study up on it, so I don't know. But yeah, this is Russell's doctor, you know. So Shooty only really agreed to Doctor Who because of Russell T Davies, and I'm being told Shooty got his jump ship from Doctor Who because he's aware Russell T Davies is going to be moving on. Well, that could be too, you know. He's just like, I don't want to work with anyone else. The YouTuber says Michael Sheen is very high up on the list for Disney, but doesn't know if Disney actually has talked to Sheen as of yet. It's further said Sheen would take on the gig as it would enable Sheen to stay in Wales. Okay, so that's one of the perks that he could do the show at home, you know. Well, anyway, Michael Sheen's name's been tossed around for quite a while. And it seemed unlikely. But with Disney money, maybe he would consider it. But whatever, you know, if you don't deal with the narrative devastation beyond just the ridiculous episodes that Davies brought lately, and you know, Shooty and all that crying all the time, and you know, just nonsense after nonsense. And then never mind, a new doctor won't fix it. A new showrunner won't fix it. Because even when Russell Davies was first announced coming in, and then he immediately said, yeah, I'm not going to retcon Timeless Child, I was like, oh, geez. Well, if he just does basic Doctor Who adventures, you might actually have something. He didn't do basic Doctor Who adventures. I guess that last Christmas episode was probably as close as you're going to get, because then at least Shooty's doctor was actually trying to do something. But that was weird where he went out of his way to engage that poor lonely woman in the hotel, you know, and she was obviously falling in love with him. But yeah, he knew all along he wasn't into her. But it's okay because he got her a job at the Time Hotel. You know, stupid things like that. It's just no one thinks it through. Whatever. Again, if you don't take care of the narrative destruction that's been done to the lore, I don't care who you hire to be Doctor Who. Won't work. And it's sad. I miss Doctor Who, but he's gone.